Well, hello again. So I'm coming back with an update for the pieces of software that I've published in the previous video for the lab power supply, for the multimeters. Yeah, I've made them available to everyone that wants to use them. I've also created a tutorial about how you can actually build a power supply meter using the Arduino and an INA sensor. I'm gonna put the link to the video up here if you didn't watch it, so go back and watch it. But now I want to show you an update that I made to the software, which I think it's very nice, right? If I move to the microscope, you're gonna see I can activate my multimeter and PSU, and you see how nice it looks. It looks like the windows are actually, the cards are floating there. I made basically a streamer mode on the software, and I'm gonna show you in a second. Yeah, so this is actually how the software looks. Let me turn off the multimeter. Yeah, so it's not confusing you. This is the software for the multimeter, and this is the software for the power supply, where I can reset the peak. Yeah, so you can still see the buttons. If I click disconnect, I can disable this streamer mode. Yeah, and the software will appear again as it was last time, so as it was in the previous version. So if I connect this, let me see, if I go back to the microscope, yeah, you can see they are pretty ugly now. Basically they are holding a lot of this screen. If I go back on the desktop, yeah, and I'm setting back the streamer mode, yeah, I can connect them. Let's go now to the microscope and see how it looks. Yeah, and it looks like really different. Well, on my software page you can find these applications. They are on version 1.01. I hope you like them. Just have a look there. I'm gonna update my software page in a second, and because I don't want this video to be very short, I will most probably show you how I host my web page and how I update it. Yeah, so this is my website, right? This is live. I'm hosting it on my own servers that I host. I have a few IP classes, and I host my own servers. So this is the website. This is the live one. If we go to software, yeah, you can see the one that I published yesterday. I've also added the INA 226 sketch, because somebody actually requested for this one. So if you build yourself a power supply meter using the INA 226 sketch, you have the sketch here. You need to add this library in Arduino IDE, right? But now I want to update the website to also show the latest updates, because I've just created the previous video, as you saw, where I show how actually the transparency mode works without using the chroma keys. So this is my website, right? And I run my own GitLab instance, and here I have besides this GitLab instance, I have a couple of runners. The runners are basically something related to GitLab. If you are a dev or DevOps, you probably know what those are. Basically, they once I publish something and I merge with the main branch, an automatic pipeline will run and will deploy my software to production, right? So now we are at the latest stage here. Now I'm gonna open my WSL, because I'm working from Windows now. I migrated to Windows some time ago, and I'm gonna start the Fedora WSL. This is very nice. I like better to do development from here. Now, yeah, so the first thing, I want to start my local MySQL server. It's actually I'm using MariaDB. Yeah, and now it is started because I want to run the website locally. So now I go to my development folder, node, my service AC. Yeah, so this is my main website. I'm gonna do git checkout, and I'm gonna check out to a new branch. I'm gonna call it modify software page. Yeah, and now I'm gonna start cursor, and I'm gonna do the website modification, and then I'm gonna show you how I publish the website to production. Good, so now that I edited my page, you can see here the page is still in production, is still the old one. We have nothing new here. I'm gonna do a git add, and I'm gonna add all the modifications. I'm gonna do a commit, git commit -m add streamer mode presentation, like this. Good, it's gonna add all the modifications, and I'm gonna push git push origin. I'm gonna push this branch, which should give us the option to create a merge request inside GitLab. Good, so now it's pushed as a new branch. If we go to GitLab, yeah, I'm gonna go to projects, and I already have here create a merge request for this one. I'm gonna assign it to me. I'm gonna create a merge request. I'm gonna approve it, although it's not necessary, and I'm gonna merge it, deleting the source branch. This is not gonna take a lot, yeah? So now the branch is merged with the main. Now if I go to build pipelines, I can see that I already have a pipeline that is running, yeah, on the latest branch. And here it shows us what is actually doing and how it's working. I'm gonna speed this up because it's gonna take some time. Excellent. So now the job succeeded for the first step of the pipeline, which is the build the image. It built the image, and there was another stage which is deploying the container. So basically this runner is a Docker runner, and on it it's running a reverse proxy and Nginx reverse proxy, which serves the website. So now that the deploy container is already completed too, because that's a very fast one, we can go here. So this is the old production website, and now if I refresh it, yeah, we can see the new information here with the new installers. You see it's version 101. I've added also this capture from my OBS, and I explained what's going on and how the applications look, right? Yeah, and this is it. I'm not gonna show you the rest of the website because it's targeted for Romanian users. I didn't show you one thing. So if you want to run this actually in developer mode, from here I just go like npm run dev, yeah, and it's gonna open a local instance, which I can actually open an incognito tab, for example, right? And now the website is actually working from from my local PC. This is how you develop. You can see a lot of good information here in the console. Yeah, but I don't want to go too much into these details. I don't know if there are developers around here, so this is basically my day-to-day job. I'm working DevOps since 18 years ago. I'm not a developer, I'm not a good developer, so I work in DevOps, I handle infrastructure, but I have some personal projects and some personal customers that I made apps for, and they are paying for them either on a monthly basis or whatever, and they work fine for years. I maintain them, and yeah, all is good. Electronics is just a hobby for me, and it's not related to my real job. But if there are DevOps or dev people that consider this development thingy interesting, maybe I could do some videos on it, although I'm not very keen. Because in general I work for very large corporates, so I cannot actually share screens, and I cannot make videos with content on their infrastructure, of course, and creating my own is quite expensive, and it's a bit difficult to do. Yeah, so this was it. I hope you like it. It's I don't know, it really looks good. So if you saw the first step in the video, it really looks nice. I like it. I actually like it more than the old one I had. I also worked around the font anti-aliasing that Electron does just to make it smoother, but this prevents OBS to really render the fonts very nice when you resize the window. So if you want to make these boxes smaller, then it's a bit difficult. Yeah. So that was it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Give me a like, subscribe if you didn't already, and see you next time. Bye for now.